The college football experience, week 13, Bombs Down Under episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with the promo code TCE SGPN to get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Rebet. Rebet is a new social sports book available in 45 different states. Download the Rebet app and use that promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $100. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Start crushing college football and college basketball with Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial period today. We're going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Mike Leach, head football coach at Mississippi State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
To the college football experience, week 13, Bombs Down Under. YouTube.com/the college experience. Get on over there, hit that like and subscribe button. It's been a long time coming. It's 12-team playoff. Everyone's talking shit. All these other fan bases are talking shit against each other. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. I just see tweets all day, message boards, the Reddits, as George W. would say, just absolutely insane right now. Yeah, I mean, we're here to talk it all. And big time week of college football. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, tailless pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Touchdown, Ramblin' Wreck. Get this pussy pack nonsense out of here. We got ACC football going on right now. I am joined by my co-host. He is the host of the Bottom Line Bombs podcast, which you should be subscribed to. Give it up for some know him as the Bet Detective, some know him as Scumbagger Vance. Give it up for CJ Sullivan. How are you, buddy?
Good, buddy. Also the Deli Roll, Deli Llama, man in the box, bringing it all here. Good to have it back in the studio. Glad you got some internet down there in North Carolina. I saw that. Are you at the public library? Is that what's going on there? Yeah, it's been fucking months down there as you learn about rural America and what they do with.
Oh my God! I mean, I was comparing it on the SGP show to when they caught Osama bin Laden and he had that gigantic porn collection on beta and VHS.
Yeah.
It was like the DVD just hadn't hit over there. Same with the internet in North Carolina. Just hasn't really hit. It still dials up, man.
Nothing like a duffel bag full of porn in the woods. I'll tell you that much.
Where you at with bin Laden?
Do you believe they dumped him at sea ceremoniously, or is that some bullshit?
It's a lot of bullshit. How convenient? How convenient there.
Wait, what were we supposed to do with him? Oops.
Yeah.
We weren't supposed to piss in his skull because that's what some of the soldiers did.
Yeah, wait a second here. Like, I mean, what was he, part of the Afghan Navy? Aren't you supposed to get a burial at sea when you're in the fucking Navy if it's so great? You got me?
Yeah, I got you now. Sorry, you just went out for a second. What did you say there? I'm sure it was some fun.
Oh no, I was saying, aren't you supposed to get a burial at sea if you're in the Navy?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially get a burial scene. And they have some whole religious bullshit about their dictators getting slaughtered, and you got to dump it out and the whole thing. And they're like, and they didn't film it. They're like, trust me, we did it. It was very classy.
You're telling me the Taliban had a naval division?
Yeah, there's a fucking raft and a couple floaties and a guy. And someone who could, and one of their best strong swimmers they would have. That was the Navy team.
How you doing, buddy? I mean, I see you took the pussy pack. A crazy play by you. You know, reckless play by you. We'll see. It's early. It's early.
Well, they're look ahead. I can't wait to take them versus Georgia coming up. That's when they're getting about 20, I believe, is the look ahead line there.
I got hit on you have some friends, some family that are down in Florida. This is a college basketball play, but East Carolina was playing Jacksonville State today.
Yes.
And last night, my buddy was he was out of the bars there in Daytona Beach.
Yeah, we got a scoop.
He gives me a call or a text that actually was a text to say that multiple Jacksonville State players are at the club.
Oh boy.
So I loaded up on my pirates, which I would have done regardless. And damn if Jacksonville State didn't look amazing today.
See, that's the problem when you get those drinking tips, you know what I mean? Like, hey, so-and-so is out the bar, hammer the other side. We forget not only are these guys professional athletes whose bodies recover a lot better than me and you when we wake up with a hangover, but they're also half our age. And they wake up with a foot-long boner and they're fucking doing jumping jacks and they're fucking fine. All right, they can go out till 4 o'clock. They do another shot of Red Bull and they're fucking dropping 30 points on you. So yeah, those drinking tips don't work out when you're talking about 19-year-old All-American athletes.
Yeah, I got had. My logic before you're making a lot of sense, by the way. My logic, logic was, you know, I didn't factor in that at that same bar or you know, one perhaps its competing bar or club. Someone that spent a lot of time at East Carolina.
Right.
I would probably put money on them being at a bar too.
I was going to say, yeah. Did you take a picture of the other side of the bar there, or they just? Where was East Carolina? Back home, warming up some milk and reading Reader's Digest and getting a nice early bedtime.
Exactly. So I got fooled. I got fooled today, but. Yeah. But I am on these Yellow Jackets, so I hope you have a horrible night.
That's all right. But basketball is going on in Bermuda. Is that what's going on?
Oh, dude, this is feast week. So I mean, this is how the world. This is like to me. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it gets any better than this next week. This is the lead up to feast week, but next week you got like college basketball playing at like all time zones. They need to bring the Alaska shootout back because when you mix that with the Hawaii, it was just like all time zones.
Love the Alaska shootout.
Then you got college football, you know, at a pivotal weeks, rivalry weeks. Mm-hmm. Then you have, you know, NFL, NHL, NBA. I mean, everything you could think of, it was going on at the same time. Now I know, you know, I'm not as on board with some of those leagues anymore, but I'm just saying that those weeks,
this is it. This is what America's all about.
Damn right.
This couple weeks. Yeah.
Damn right, buddy. Let's start with that because the Army Black Knights, Yankee Stadium. When's the last time Yankee Stadium hosted a gigantic college football game with with national championship implications? It's been about 50 years, 30, 40, 50 years. I know you're an Army fan.
I am an Army fan. I like Army. Now, Notre Dame is obviously a little step up in class in this game. I don't even think Army needs to upset Notre Dame, but if they just keep it close, that's all we want them to do is keep it close, keep themselves in that playoff, you know, and I think they will with a nice tight loss. So what's that line at now, 13?
I am currently seeing it at, I think 13. I thought it was 13 and a half.
Oh, it's up to 14 now on Bet Online plus 460.
Oh no, I'm seeing 14. 14. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, 14 plus 460 on the money line. This is at night now, right?
At night, Yankee Stadium, the way big time football game should be played.
Absolutely. And then the last game was played in the Yankee Stadium. Bunch of fucking chokers there and Judge and whatnot, dropping balls in the outfield. And who knows what could happen in that house of horrors. So I'll take the 14 with Army. No problem. I mean, this is a team that's better than Navy. I mean, who got destroyed by Notre Dame. The way they can control the clock, that's a lofty number. Money line's ambitious, but I think they can keep this close. Now that it's up to a full 14, I like it.
They're more athletic than Navy. They have a couple guys that actually, like Tyrell Robinson, I actually think would play on a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
Uday, the running back, Uday, I think it is pretty good. Like I don't know that he'd be playing for Notre Dame, but I'm saying like him and Tyrell Robinson, I actually think could be playing D1 football, FBS football as starters, at a lot of schools. So
100%.
Shout out to the chat. C Block representing here, Lane Gretzky.
C Block. Let's bring it.
Dave Gear says he needs a bomb. We're gonna get to that bomb. But first I want to tell you,
bomb right there.
First, I want to tell you that we're part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, and if you haven't downloaded the SGPN app, you're really missing out. The SGPN app gives you access to all of our podcasts on the network and our picks page in one convenient place, and all the articles that we put up. So what are you doing? And just like all of our other content, the app's completely free to download. Type in SGPN in your App Store or Google Play Store and download it today. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride. All right, Bet Detective, Friday night college football, and feel free if you want to. If you have any basketball plays, you're more than welcome to drop those into this.
Thank you.
The Temple Owls have fired your boy Stan Drayton.
All the Owls got fired last week.
I was thinking about this. Kennesaw State, Florida Atlantic, Rice, all of them. All four Owls in the FBS fired their coaches.
And as we told you, Owls will make you an enemy for life. They have a lifetime memory. You fuck with them, they remember who you are, and they will dedicate their lives to getting revenge.
Didn't you deem that worst bird?
Worst bird, I believe, was out. Definitely the worst bird has as a pet. After the Harry Potter days, rich kids wanted an owl for a pet, and so parents were giving them. And then they interviewed an animal expert who was like, "Oh no, that is a bad idea, terrible idea. An owl will stalk and kill you for its entirety, and its head goes all the way around. It looks at you and never, So
they're like the octopus of the air." You know what I mean?
Like
where it's just they just freak you out. They freak you out. You're like, how the fuck is this thing even alive?
Octopuses are disgusting. They can get through. They can get through a fucking keyhole if they want. They're insane.
To any chance? Look, there's a theory that NC Nick buys into, my brother, that the first game coaching bump, you saw it with East Carolina. Well, shit, they're still on that. They're on the third game, but you've seen it with a few others. Rice beat Navy the week after they fired their coach. Kennesaw covered against Sam Houston after they fired their coach. Is this legit? And will Temple go into that filthy Alamo Dome and keep it within 16.5?
No, they will not. Well, they're coming off a win too, right? Didn't they just beat Florida Atlantic?
They did. That's the problem. That's the problem.
If I had them off a loss, maybe, but it's funny. Nice win. You're fired. Get the fuck out.
They've had like 5 wins in like 7 years, and they win a game. Guess what? You're fired. That's not what we do. That's not what we do around here.
We were going to fire you, win or lose. It was up to you to win. I mean, you could have made the story better if you lost, but hey, congratulations, I guess.
Purdue, Michigan State. Purdue's fucking horrible. I can't. I'm on Sparty actually. A lot of people, I think NC Nick and Patty C are on Purdue. Any chance?
Purdue here.
Yeah,
I like Purdue. Purdue here. I think their offensive. Hudson Card hasn't been bad. I like their offensive. Some of their offensive numbers. They're averaging about like 7 yards a play, which is not too bad. It's better than Michigan State's. Other than that, the dogs in this series alone, I think in this series, Purdue Michigan State series, you want a stat right here for you guys?
Yeah.
10-1-1 against the spread, the underdog in the Purdue Michigan State series.
This is one that they might fire their coach though.
Yeah, it's a Friday nighter on Fox, nationally televised game. This is a little personal because I was on Michigan State pretty big last week versus Illinois. They got the dog breaks beat out of them. I just don't want to lay this many points with Sparty, to be honest with you. I know Purdue's terrible. You don't have to tell me about that. But I think Purdue will give them all they can handle on a nice Friday night under the lights game here that everyone will barely be watching. Now, is Michigan State within? Did they need to win them both to get bowl eligible?
They do. That's my logic. I got it at 12 because I'm sharp over here. But I like your personal angle,
Yeah.
But for me, it's the next game because San Jose State,
when you're laying 2 touchdowns with Michigan State and they average 19 a game. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so what are we talking about here?
Yeah. By the way, your pussy pack just scored to tie it up.
Woo! Let's go now, pussy pack. Keep within 10, baby.
See, what I like is that game going on in San Jose, California, against this UNLV team that's been giving us such a hard time.
Yeah, face
you know.
Now, by the way, real quick, let's talk about this since this came up here. San Jose State last week.
I was Boise and great text message to me. I could tell you were agitated.
I was a bit agitated. So I was on San Jose State plus 14.5. I remember I gave it out on the Bomb Show. And I was talking about this was just an insane cover by Boise State. San Jose State outgained them. It was a fucking tie game with a couple minutes to go. Then the blah, 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 touchdown, pick 6 makes it 21. First of all, it was almost 21-0.
Fumbled inside the 10, right?
Yeah, inside the 10. They were 1 yard away from making 21-0 And you're like, yeah, I was on Boise State, blah, blah, blah. I had a great
easy
night.
win, easy cover.
Easy work. Then you watch Scott Van Pelt's Bad Beats. It's the #1 thing on Bad Beats. It's going viral as a clip like, you got to see how this game ended. No, I saw it. I already saw how the game fucking ended. I don't need this PTSD bullshit.
Well, Bet Detective texted me while this game was going on, or towards the end, or maybe right after it ended.
Right. It was right after. It was an impossible series of events for to get that cover. Not only to get to 21 with the 70-yard pick 6 with 2 minutes to go, which is a bad football IQ play, by the way. Take a knee.
Yeah.
Right? But then San Jose State wasn't done. They drove all the way down to the goddamn 1 yard line. It took 3 cracks at it, and they were running the ball and fucking not running. They let the clock run out. They couldn't even get a 4th play off, and they got stuffed 3 times in a row for 1.
I read the room. You ever read the room on a text message? It's rare, right? I was texting you back and forth, and you were so irate that I was like, Boise was the play all along. And then I could sense your frustration in the next text. And I said, you know what? Let me leave this one alone for a little bit. Let me let it cool off.
I was like, we were on the wrong side. Congratulations. Way to go.
I'm pretty sure you were like, you could die in a forest fire, Dundee.
Yeah, I know.
You terrible human being.
Well, then you went off to tell me about your great day all the way around. I mean, I don't complain about bad beats, but that San Jose State was one of the worst beats I've had in my life. That was brutal.
Man. Well, look, now's the time to jump back in on them. All right.
Yeah. All right. I'll get with that.
I mean, look, it's personal for them because they beat UNLV last year. Remember? And the Mountain West just decided to exclude the smallest market out of the 3 in the championship game, or this, the smallest school there of the 3, because San Jose State should have been playing in the Mountain West championship. They chose UNLV Boise over San Jose, despite San Jose having the head-to-head win. And a lot of those guys are back on the defensive side of the ball. Offense, you still have Nick Nash, but I'm taking the 7.5. I think Niumatalolo's got San Jose State way ahead of schedule here. Give me the 7.5. There's rumors flying around that Barry Odom is the next head coach at West Virginia.
Yeah, for sure. I like that.
Now UNLV is pissed in our face a good amount of times.
We all know the face pissers that they are, and we're not talking about our quarterback at Vandy. We're talking about legit, straight on, direct blast. Mango blast. Yeah.
So you're in on this. I say you ride the money line here.
I'm coming right back. I like San Jose State money line. Give me plus 7.5. What is the money line we're looking at?
Money line that I'm currently seeing is
245. I'm saying
245 is even better.
245 on Bet online. We'll take that.
Let's go.
Taking the money. Yep.
I got some pesky ones, and feel free to interject anyway. But I'm on board with this Jim Mora angle. Syracuse goes out to Berkeley, wins the Granola Bowl against the Cal Golden Bears. They're coming back they got Miami on deck, top 5, top 10 team, whatever the hell the playoff rankings are saying these days. These phony ass rankings. UConn, meanwhile, no one's talking about Jim Mora. Sitting over there 7-3. This is the best season. I warned you about UConn. My number one preseason win total lock over. And remember, we were doing this exercise when you found out that they're the greatest program ever. With the key wins there, I think they could stay within this number. I think you sprinkle a little bit on that plus 320.
I'm completely with you with UConn, 100%. I have this on my list. 10.5, no doubt. Plus 320. Why not? With Syracuse's defense too, it's a sieve. UConn will be UConn's got like 3 running backs. It'll all fucking tear it up on them. I'm not sure who's playing quarterback for them. I know there was some.
They got a couple different guys. They got Joe Fagnano. They also got that's his name. You got Nick Evers, the Wisconsin kid.
All right. Now, this is also a revenge angle, right? Didn't last year, wasn't this the one where Moore went off about the referees in this game?
I think it was one of them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was one of them.
He's got a family history of just going off on the refs.
But he went crazy on the refs. I believe it was about the Syracuse game. So I like a revenge angle there, and a huge Syracuse coming back from that Cal upset, which we did have, by the way, here on the Bombs Down Under. We were on that. We were on Syracuse at Cal. I love them coming back, having a rude awakening here with Moore and the boys. I love UConn here.
Let's go. And honestly, this is the best bombs episode of the week, in my opinion. I mean, of the season, because there's just so many great bombs on this slate. I got another one that I want to ask you about, but before that, I want to tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by mybookie.ag. SGPN started out with MyBookie, and now we're back and better than ever. What's the best sequel ever? Is it the obvious Terminator 2, or do you have a sequel that you just think, is under the is it Ace Ventura 2? Is it? I mean, I don't know. I'm just Die Hard 2, Die Hard fucking 2 in DC.
Right. It depends what you mean by best, of course.
What's your top sequel? What's your top sequel? Police Academy
2, back on patrol, right? Was that Citizens on Patrol?
Citizens on Patrol, I think.
Yeah, Citizens on Patrol. Not a too shabby one, for sure. Well, Godfather 2, of course. There's been awards for that being better than number 1 and all that.
That's your top
2,
play,
of
huh?
course, is incredible. Yeah, I mean, if you want to go straight up at it. By the arrows. But there is an argument to be made that Weekend at Bernie's 2.
I was just about to say that. You sandbagging son of a gun.
Is the best sequel, because that was the first one. This is before you throw your argument in there. The reason why I say Weekend at Bernie's 2 is the greatest sequel of all time, because that was the first sequel where Hollywood just said, fuck it. It doesn't matter. Plot, comment, logic. Money is money. It doesn't matter if he's still dead. Who cares about the logic of any of this? Drag his old dead bones around again. Let's cash in, baby. And so that's when all the rules were just out the window.
I believe that was when we really started to bridge the races together. White and black, that unity. In within America, we took a step forward with a big step forward with Weekend at Bernie's 2.
I think you're thinking of the other C. Thomas Howell movie of Soul Man, where he painted himself in blackface to get into Harvard.
I thought that was Ted Demme. Not Ted Demme. Ted Danson. Not Ted Demme. Rest in peace, Ted Demme.
Ted Demme. R.I.P. Ted Demme and R.I.P. Whoopi Goldberg. That's why Ted Danson dressed in blackface. He was dating Whoopi Goldberg at the time. And it was at the Friars Roast. He came out in blackface, and well, we don't have to get too deep into it. Gets more offensive from there.
Can you imagine if you would have done that today?
Oh, well, I know. Would it be on camera?
That show Becker would have never happened.
I know. That's what we missed out
on. What are we talking about again? Oh, hell, Weekend at Bernie's 2 saved. It helped improve the country moving forward. Well, so with mybookie.ag, they helped improve the country, because nothing like gambling can bring people together. It doesn't matter what country, wherever you're from, what language you speak. And we're back with MyBookie. So check out the new and improved website. It's great on mobile. Plus props for every game, and the live dealer casino is always great. Head over to mybookie.ag. Use that promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Plus, they're going to give you a little $10 casino chip just to get your beak wet. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rebet. Yes, Rebet is a brand new social sports book available in 45 different states. A huge market of betting opportunities are available on Rebet, and it's easy to use and great for people in states where traditional sports books may be restricted. California, I'm looking at you. Download Rebet in the App Store and use the promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $100. That's Rebet, promo code SGPN. All right, we are back. You know what? Clark's got a great point here. Leprechaun in the Hood might have been the one that really. 2? That might have been like 4.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right?
We're looking for part 2s, but if you want to go down the line, Leprechaun in the Hood was definitely fantastic.
Oh, that really, like, I think White and Black took a big step forward with not Vern Troyer, but what's the guy's name again? The midget. Talking about, you know what I'm talking about?
Peter Dinklage?
That's the guy who plays fucking Leprechaun. Anyway, him and
right, sure.
Him and Ice-T.
No, I do know what you're talking about for sure. And
that was
the Irish and the blacks together.
A double entendre there, because it wasn't just bringing together white and blacks.
Yeah,
it was bringing together midgets and bigger
blacks.
people.
Midgets and blacks, everything in blacks. The breaking news.
That was part of the Hollywood, you know, those scumbag Hollywood execs were like, we could do this. We could bring in midgets and blacks together.
Finally, we can bring together the midgets and the blacks. A group.
We tried to do this in the 70s. Right. Couldn't work.
Yeah. No, right? But the elf from Bad Santa, he's in a lot of movies. He's a black midget.
That's true. He's great, actually. I love him.
Gary Coleman, Emmanuel Lewis. I mean, they used to run, but black midgets. We need to return. They used to run this town.
Gary Coleman, I voted for him for governor of California.
Technically not a midget, by the way. We should say. Emmanuel Lewis was too.
Yeah. Who'd you vote for? You weren't out here yet. Who were you pulling for? It? Were you going Schwarzenegger or Mary Carey or Gary Coleman?
I tried to write in Schwarzenegger, but I couldn't spell his fucking name. Dude. It's so funny talking to people like they're like, "Oh, California's gone crazy this past couple of years." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Yeah.
It's been fucking crazy." It's 2000. 2000. What was it? 2002. Yeah.
Jerry Brown was the governor in the goddamn 80s. He thought he was abducted by aliens. For fuck's sake, he was the governor.
Oh man. Yeah. I got some bobs though. Back to bobs.
Back to bombs. By the way, we know Michigan signed Underwood, the quarterback there, number 1 recruit. Underwood, $12 million he was given, by the way, for that. That's
I saw so many people though.
Jesus Christ.
I saw so many people saying, "Hey, that's it. College football is officially dead. They're paying these kids. It's like the pros." Meanwhile, I remember reading a book about Bear Bryant back at Texas A&M in like 1954. He was battling a recruit from Texas, and he would hire the same that do the crop dusting, these planes, right. Like those little flyover planes for farming. He would hire these guys to drop off bags of like $10,000 in a Texas A&M flag. And you fly over and you just drop those things off. But hey, we never been paying people before. we never been paying people. 1954, we're doing that shit.
Now there's money involved. College football. That's what I mean. SMU was like, what the hell? What the hell do we get in trouble for? We got death sentence for this shit.
Yeah, dude. The deeper you dive on that story, the more you realize. I think the governor was like a Texas Longhorn alum. And then like one of the guys in the NCAA was an A&M grad. Like this was they were in cahoots, man. They were in cahoots of like, hey, SMU has fuck you money. We got to shut them down because we bought Dickerson that Corvette, but we can't have this small little private school coming up here with all of our talent. They're gonna get the next Earl Campbell.
Oh,
People don't know about that.
Hilarious.
People don't know about that. But speaking of SMU, I got you here.
Yeah. All right.
You've been sprinkling this Virginia voodoo in my fucking ears all season. All right?
Hey, they backdoored last week.
They did, I did bet that too.
Yeah.
So thank you.
They backdoored it.
I think they're live this week because a bowl game is on the line, dude. I had Boston College last week. They almost won that thing.
I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, 3-point game with like 5 minutes left.
That was awesome.
I think these Wahoos at plus 270. 10. They're getting 10 at that Scott Stadium, and there'll be like 12 people at this game because they don't.
I know
the Virginia alums don't even know who SMU is.
I know. Yeah, I like this Virginia team. Of course, obviously I've been on them this year. I think they might be in a little trouble with SMU coming to town. SMU needs to get right, before this bowl game.
That's what I'm saying. It's a dangerous spot for them. They got the 1-0, and they've never had this much pressure. Not since Dickerson and Craig James and Michael Carter.
Who am I kid? Why would I jump ship now? Give me Virginia here. Plus,
there we go.
Let's
give me these Wahoos.
Give me the Wahoos, baby. Another statement game. Program builder. Identity.
Get to that bowl game. First bowl game. Let's go for Tony Elliott.
Yes. I love Tony Elliott.
I got one. I got one in, or you got one. Fire away with one you like.
Sure. Let's go. Let's see. I got one. You want to go big? You want to go small?
Dealer's choice.
Let's go big. There were some bombs. Same time zone. Early game. Money line is a little aggressive, but I'm definitely taking all of the points. I already got it to 25. It's down to 23 right now. We've been trying to fade Cristobal all weekend.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're going to give my Wake Forest 23, 24, 25 points in a more early game down in an empty Miami Stadium?
No one's going to be at this game. They might make the playoffs. There. No one is going to be at this game.
No
Wake Forest.
Shit.
You got 25. Yes. I got 24. I bet it at 24. But
all right. Fair enough.
I am with you.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think they can win it on the money line, but I mean, still plus 1,200. I just feel like they're going to cover this. I got Miami winning. Miami's going to score 52 points on them. Wake will score 38.
They will. Yeah. Right. That's true. Miami will put up their own number, but Wake on the road is good. They've scored over 30 points a game in the last 20 road games.
Oh yeah. Let's go. Bachmeier's been a quarterback for like 60 years in college football. So you got a super experienced QB. Miami's defense is horrible.
They're 3-1 on the road this year, straight up. 3-0-1 against the spread on the road this year. And as we said, Miami has the worst home field advantage maybe in the country.
Maybe besides Wake Forest. It's gonna feel like a Wake Forest home game for them.
Yeah. So in Miami loves to disappoint. So give me Wake. I love Wake here. Yeah,
I'm with you. Lock this thing up. That is a smash play. Great bombs think alike. I got one.
Okay.
In Gainesville, Florida. DJ Lagway, when healthy, this team probably should have beat Tennessee. I thought they were better than Tennessee in that game, but he got injured.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Napier made a mistake for not going for 2 in the win when they got that score by the third stringer.
Yeah,
who was I think technically the fourth stringer. Lagway's back. That's why they beat LSU and Brian Kelly and his family last week.
Yep.
And Ole Miss, I just think everyone's crowning Ole Miss just because you beat Georgia at home. This is still a team that lost to Kentucky as an 18-point favorite. Still a team that lost to LSU, that same LSU team Florida just beat. And I think Florida's chippy. And I think Florida's playing for a bowl game. I think these Gators are live. I'm taking the 11.5. I'm sprinkling the plus 320 on the money line. Are you with me? No, you are not.
Well, I tell you what, if they just had a huge win over LSU last week, Florida. So it's kind of a letdown spot. Ole Miss has no chance of getting to the SEC title game. This is what is their only obstacle of getting into the playoffs. They're going to get into the playoffs, but they have to take care of business here. I think they're just a much better team than Florida. Florida's not terrible. They're good. They're middle of the road SEC, which is very good. I think Ole Miss puts it on them. I hear what you're saying. They're definitely getting crowned because of that great performance, which they look like incredible versus Georgia. People are saying you could have. I mean, Georgia wasn't going to score no matter how long that game lasted out there. I just think these are two different levels of talent, and I just think Ole Miss is going to be too focused on this game.
Well, I disagree, but I'll see you out there, buddy. But
all right.
Give me another bomb of yours. Bomb away.
Okay. I like it though. I like what you're saying. I think it's a lot to ask for Florida to go back to back on that, don't you?
I just think they're playing for a bowl. They just announced they're bringing Napier back. I like the energy and the vibes from Florida, and I didn't think I was going to coming into the season. But like I said, whether it's the Georgia game, whether it's the Tennessee game, I think this team is good, and I think they're improving every week. They're a very young team. As long as they have their QB, remember they didn't have their QB in the Texas game; they got destroyed. But
good point.
I think if they had Lagway in that game, I think they would have covered.
All right.
Yeah,
fair enough. I'll root for you. But I won't lay it with Ole Miss. Let me give you a little yapper, if you will. And this is a team I swore off a couple weeks ago, and I was right to do so because I lost again when I took them, even though I didn't swear them off. But that's your Mountaineers, West Virginia, a home dog, getting 3 against a goddamn. I mean, what are we talking about? This UCF team has been a joke all year. They've been a mess. I know they need a bowl. They need to win to get bowl eligible, but so does West Virginia. Give me the home dog. I mean, I don't know. I just think UCF's a little slightly better, maybe, but the motivation's not going to be the same. UCF wants this season over with, I think.
Oh, and people are speculating Neil Brown's on the way out the door. Potentially Barry Odom coming in. I don't care.
Right.
I think Neil Brown's a solid coach. I think he's going to get them to a bowl. And I don't know if you know this, but they're calling for snow. So Florida boys in Morgantown.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
there's snow in West Virginia regardless of the weather. But point is, they get after it.
I like this play. What is it? Plus, what is this? What is this money line value?
It's a yapper. +3 money line. Looking at what are we looking at here now?
125. 125.
Right,
Let's go.
Like I said, a little yapper. That's all.
Morgantown, you'll always be home, sweet home to me. Good old Morgantown, WV.
Yeah, no way these Florida boys want to be up in fucking West Virginia
right.
they're in the snow. Come on.
I'm saying.
All right. That's a good one. I like that one. Okay. All right. You're doing okay so far with the exception of the one that the Ole Miss one.
I'm sorry about that.
I'm taking you to Minneapolis where guess what? Franklin's 0-2 playing in Minneapolis against PJ Fleck. Penn State's laying 11.5. Penn State's number 4 in the nation. And that is a phony number 4. Team barely beat Bowling Green, needed an overtime against a shitty USC team. They needed everything to get through this. Yeah. They don't have a marquee win. I think PJ Fleck in Minnesota's live +340. You're not on board with this one either.
I like to Fleck. I don't know this Minnesota team. I never know what's going on with them. When Rutgers smacked the shit out of them, I was just like, I mean,
on the road they're different. At home,
that's true.
I like
Good
them.
point. But Penn State, this is what Penn State does, though, too. You know, frankly, they like to beat teams that are less than them. They like to beat
not bullies. In Minneapolis because they're 0-2 in their last 2 outings, I believe. I don't think they've ever beaten Fleck in Minneapolis.
All right,
under Frank.
Fine. Is that true?
This is a miserable bomb. You're like, you know what? Fine, Kobe, you fucking asshole. I'll bet the game. You want me to bet the game? I'll bet the game.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I mean, what are they? 6-6 is Gophers. I mean, I'll take it. 11 is a lot. 12, whatever the heck it is. I don't know. It's just I hate going against Ohio State. Penn State after they lose the game that everyone watches them. Because then when they do these under the radars, that's what it comes up with. Like, fuck, you like 10-2? Like, yeah, they're 10-2. They're in the goddamn playoffs, whatever the hell they are, you know?
All right, well, I'll just take you to an old faithful then. North Texas was once 5-1, a phony 5-1. Pick Dundee was all over it.
Yep.
They're now 5-5. And meanwhile, East Carolina has fired Mike Houston, and they're 3-0 since doing that. So let me tell you, when the boys in Greenville heading to Denton, Texas, plus 120, little yapper, little cocker spaniel. You like this one? You on board or what?
Absolutely on board with your Pirates here. Since Houston's been the coach, I mean they're putting up 40 a game. I mean that offense will travel. What's the total in this game? This is going to be fireworks.
I am seeing 72.5.
Yeah, of course it is 72.5.
That's a big one. That's a big one there.
That is a big one. But yeah, give me East Carolina. Why not? Looking at that game right next to it in your rotation order. We already mentioned West Virginia from Moneyline Mac. How about that eat shit Pitt going to Louisville? Louisville, after shitting the bet last week in that Stanford game.
Oh man.
I mean,
that game was hilarious.
It was hilarious. And that awful roughing, that awful 15.
That's a terrible pass or flag to throw, by the way.
You can't call that. That's insane.
Yeah.
But that being said, how motivated is Louisville going to be after that? I mean, they just lost everything that they were working for to go in there. I mean, they're still going to be going bowl eligible. Can Pitt sneak in here? And what are they getting? 8 in this one?
I'm on the other side here. Pitt ruined their undefeated season. They ruined their undefeated season last year. I think Jeff Brown's been waiting for old Pet Narduzzi to come into the Shack Stadium, Papa John Stadium, whatever the fuck that's calling it. We call it the Shack on the college football experience. But yeah, I just think Pitt season died last week when they got.
They should have beat Clemson.
Yeah.
They should have beat Clemson. But they're extremely competitive with Clemson. They got smoked by SMU, but that's SMU, and that was coming. I just think they keep this within the number. I think Louisville's going to have quite a hangover from what they just blew their season with that. But all right, we'll go. We've gone head to head. I don't mind that. How about some big ones?
I mean, I still got a lot on the board that I like.
Okay. Let's fire through.
I like
so we can watch a snowball. I saw someone in the chat saying, "Why should I watch these clowns and Steelers? Because it's snowing." God damn it.
It's always great when you get snow football.
Absolutely. That's the only reason you need to watch it. Watch snow.
Exactly. I would go seek that out as a child. Like, I don't give a shit if it was D3, a CFL, whatever it was. I'd be like, oh, there's a game in snow. We got to watch this. Stanford Cal, in my opinion, speaking of the best, I think this is the best play in the history of the sport. Obviously it's called the play. Where they pitched the ball about 10 times in 1982, and the refs.
The first guy's knee was down and it should have been blown dead.
And the refs had no penalty for 79 people on the field.
Tree huggers getting slammed. It was hilarious.
The whole band getting beat down. I think I just haven't seen many times where the spread is 14.5 involving these two. I don't know if the money line's live, but I'm certainly taking the points. And to me, knowing the history of this game, why not just sprinkle the money line? I mean, this game's always batshit crazy.
Absolutely. And Cal just proved they can lose. And they both, nothing's secure in this series or this team. So give me the 14 points and definitely sprinkle money line.
Yeah. Another one I'm interested in. I mean, like I said, this is the bomb squad for this one because there's a lot that I like on the board here. I think JMU is going to lose at Appalachian State up in Boone. App State's got a history of fucking with them. If they're going to make a bowl, they need to win these next 2 games. JMU comes in 8-2 first, or they could get to the Sun Belt Championship. It's to tiebreakers. App State ruined their perfect season a year ago. They got to go back to Boone. think App State's live. Think
Going
they're
back
live.
to
Plus
Boone,
210.
Yes, of course that's live. Give me that bomb. Plus 7. I'm looking at
Plus 7.
225.
Hop on in, Slim. Let's go. Another one, coaching bump. I mean, this is. I almost like too many. It scares me actually a little bit.
Yeah.
Ball State just fired their head coach Mike New. Bowling Green is at Ball State. Ball State's a good team. Like if you watch them, they're 3-7. But for Maction, I actually think the team is actually decent. Plus 320 on the money line. They're catching 11 against Bowling Green. I think they are live to win this game.
Yeah.
Schumann Stadium, Ball State. I like that action. I'm telling you, there's a lot on the card. That I think could hit. I got like 6 other plays that I think are possible that I'm on.
Here's one I know you can get behind, and this is a bomb.
Sad.
And it's great after the team that we've been fading and just disrespecting all year. Who in the hell is Texas lay 20.5?
Oh my God. I'm all over this one.
I mean, this is crazy.
First off, they're playing a starting quarterback.
Right.
All right.
Texas does not like to do.
Yes. And that we saw Kentucky cover the 18.5, won it outright in Oxford, Mississippi against that Ole Miss team that you're so in love with over there. I am all over these these Wildcats. Actually, I got a little song for you here. I read that this is the furthest the University of Kentucky has ever traveled west for a football game.
To go to Texas, who gives a shit?
How is that? How have you been playing for 140 years?
Yeah,
and never gone past Austin, Texas?
They don't trust any of these libtards out there outside once you get past Wyoming. They don't mess with those freaks out there, Kentucky.
I got one in Norman.
I know you do. Just knowing the rehearsals and the notes and the pre-week rundown we like to do here. Norman, Oklahoma.
Norman, I'm sorry, Norman, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, I'm sorry.
Look, Alabama has the first Iron Bowl for Kalen DeBoer on deck.
Okay.
If you don't think that's a big deal, I understand you're sitting in your little studio in Los Angeles. Right. But let me tell you something. The Iron Bowl is more important than a national championship for the state of Alabama. They have so many national championships. What's another national championship? If you lose the Iron Bowl in year 1,
that's trouble.
And you have to go to Oklahoma the week before. I know Oklahoma is trash, but they're battling for a bowl game, and I think Brent Venables has got to get to a bowl game if he wants to be coaching. I think they're live. We saw them lose to a team that's favored to go 6-6, and Vanderbilt. Alabama never even had to lead that game. I think Oklahoma is live, getting 13.5, 14 points. It doesn't seem like you're buying into Oklahoma.
No, I'm buying into it. I'm buying into it. Maybe who just got suspended from Oklahoma for Alabama for DMing the coach's daughter and saying, "How do you like this horse dick?" I mean, what was going on? What the fuck is he thinking?
A little dust up, maybe.
Yeah, a little dust up. When do you think DMing the coach's daughter is a good idea? Holy shit, are these kids dumb?
Yeah, but
of all the goddamn snapper you get to choose from being an Alabama football player, you're going to DM the coach's daughter.
You're referring to a 5-star Keanu Cott.
Yeah, Keanu Cott. All right, once you fucking Keanu, once you caught it down to the other dorm rooms, you can have your pick of the litter of any sorority you want.
He asked if she wanted this horse. That's just great.
And I'm sure
great
there was a
content.
photo involved.
How the hell? The bigger question is, how the hell's your daughter? Why the hell's your daughter ratting out?
Yeah,
ratting out. You could.
I'm sure there's a long line of white women lying about black men who's down south. So I'm sure there's more to the story. I'm just saying, just don't get involved with the coach's daughter.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree. So you got a distraction a little bit.
Yes, still a little distraction for sure. The daughters stay at home on this road trip.
So you're buying into Oklahoma. I like this play.
I'm taking it. I'll follow your lead on this one. Let's do it.
All right. And what about Diego pissing Pavia? You know, he's never pissed in Baton Rouge.
I know, but why wouldn't he this week? I mean, I still think these lines are getting disrespectful. Who's LSU doing 7.5?
After last week,
that's what I'm saying.
After last week with Brian Kelly, every player you could just see like Brian Kelly's lucky that we have laws because the way he yelled at some of his players, I swear to God, man, I'm like, dude,
yeah.
If we have a lawless society, he would never be able to yell at some, like he was yelling at the wideout, but I know there was a moment, the wideout got more of the headlines where he's calling him like he's unfucking coachable.
Right.
The D tackle though, at one point he yells at the D tackle. I'm sitting there like, dude, he could just fucking choke you out right now, you piece of shit. And he's yelling at his D coordinators. He's a maniac. And I just wonder the buy-in. You just saw that top recruit in the nation, Bryce Underwood, flip over to Michigan. Brian Kelly. I thought it was a weird fit from the start.
It was a very weird fit. He's a fraudster, Brian Kelly. He's a goddamn charlatan. He's just among one of these other ones who conned his way into these fucking jobs. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. The players don't like him. They never did. He killed that kid in Notre Dame on the scissor lift. I mean, these players hate Brian Kelly. They had everything on the line in the last 3 games. They lost all 3 of them. They're all tight little spreads. They don't care about Brian Kelly. Now you're gonna give our man pissing over 7.5. Get out of here. This line's crazy. Give me Vandy on the money line as well.
I love it too.
But
I love it too.
7.5.
Yeah. Now the scissor lift incident. Oh, he killed this kid on the scissor lift. He took out the screws or something. What's your theory here?
What the theory? Killed the kid. The kid to film the practice in Notre Dame in a goddamn tornado and a twister. The kid tweets out, "Well, I guess I'm gonna die today, LOL," and then he did. Because he's up there on he puts him up there at a scissor lift, wobbling, and it's not like anyone has a Class C license. They're not construction workers. This kid's a fucking communications major, and he's fucking 50 feet above, like he's doing window painting or some window washing at the fucking.
And he didn't want to be up there, but Brian Kelly yelled at him, saying, "You're gonna get your ass up there.
Yeah, you're gonna get up there in that scissor lift and film our practice, or you'll never see your family." And he didn't. He never saw his family again. Got away with it. Now he goes down south. He's pulling this shit again. Get him out of here.
Yeah, I'm with you. Vanderbilt, let's go. Folks, want to tell you that the college football experience Bombs Down Under is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Pick'em has one of the biggest venues for all the sports: NFL, college football, college hoops, NHL, NBA, MMA, NASCAR, and much, much more. You can now use specials and boosts on all flexed entries as well. So what are you doing? Sign up. And when you do, sign up with the promo code TCE SGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 at bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code TCE SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. SGPN's proud partner Rhythm is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that provides bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds and get predictions for betting on money lines, spreads, totals, props. You can copy one of the top performing models from the leaderboard, or you can build your own model. That's what I like to do, and it will build around that, which is cool. And look, you can now track your props in the Rhythm app. That's always fantastic. Before you had to log in from Secure, you know what I mean? Now you just boom, the app's right there for you. College hoops, college foot. They just introduced college hoops. They've had college football rolling, NFL, NBA. You got it. Rhythm has it all, folks. Claim your free 7-day trial period today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right. I still have a lot on the card here. I think Utah is going to cover the 7.5 against Iowa State, or 7, whatever it is now. I also think Utah could be alive. I thought Isaac Wilson actually took a step forward in that Colorado game a week ago. And Iowa State hasn't played in Salt Lake City since like 1972 or something. So I don't think they realize what Rice Eccles is these days. It was different back then. I think Utah and I think Whittingham's culture, they will fight to get to a bowl. So I think they are live in that game against Iowa State. I know Iowa State's still alive to make the Big 12 championship game. Yep. I just don't think they should be laying more than a touchdown in Salt Lake City.
In Salt Lake, you're right. Everyone's writing Utah off because, I mean, obviously they had the BYU game, which they should have won, but they bitched about afterwards, and Colorado routed them just too much. But they did. Yeah. But you're right. They actually impressed me the way they fought back and, put some points on, figured things out. So, yeah, how quickly this image has changed, especially on the Iowa State team. It's going in the wrong direction right now. I'm with you on this. Give me this 7 at home. That's crazy.
Let's go. I think that's a play I like. Another one. Like I said, there's a lot on the board. I am heavy on the dogs this week. I like the likes of. What do you think of this Northwestern Michigan game? I think Northwestern is super excited about it. If you watch that Ohio State game, they got in the red zone like 3 times and turned the ball over. And then they had an incident where their punter just whiffed on catching the fucking ball. But I think when you have a team like Michigan that's so up so often, I think when there's blood in the water, these smaller schools, non-traditional football powers like Northwestern, they recognize that. I think they're going to be more up than Michigan is. I think they're alive to win that game. 10.5 points.
Yeah, this is almost an evenly matched Big Ten game. Like you said, like Northwestern's not going there with any fear whatsoever. They just played Ohio State pretty solid at Wrigley Field there. I mean, obviously the score was what
it's a grandchildren game too. Like you tell your grandkid, Michigan was off the national championship. We played them. We won, so I think this is that's a situation where they're live. I'm loading up on that. It seems like you're on board with this one.
Yeah, I'm on board for sure. I'll tell you on Northwestern.
Let's go.
I'm writing it down in the clipboard. It's going on in the analogs. You know me. I bring the paper and the passion. And, Northwestern's written down. Let me toss a nice big one at you.
Let's go. Let's go.
Huge bomb. Maybe you can get behind it. I got it at 22.5. It's now down to 21. But how about that then? This is a home dog now. How about that Southern Miss at home for South Alabama? Plus 900 on the money line. I mean, if I'm taking 22, I'm sprinkling on the money line. At home? I mean, I just think, handicapping for this one is. Hang
on. I'll help you out here. I'll help you. Well, Mobile. I just drove from Mobile to Hattiesburg. Let me tell you, it's not a bad drive. It is, and this game does mean something, son. But Southern Miss looked like shit last week. But I do think it's like if you're South Alabama, you're thinking you got this game.
That's basically my handicap. And once you get blown out, it's a bounce back from that. So it's a look ahead game. They're looking right past them. And I think that's a mistake.
I wasn't thinking about that, but you sold me on this one. This is the one you sold me on. All right. And I think this a little Mississippi 2-step because I think Missouri just got their season crushed last week. There's no more chance of making the playoffs. They're going into Starkville, Mississippi.
Yeah, Stark Vegas for sure.
Those fucking cowbells. You been down there, buddy? Those cowbells will make your ears bleed. All right.
Yeah, they will.
I think Mississippi State is live against a shitty Missouri team that should not have no business being ranked.
I love fading Missouri.
Let's go. Little Mississippi 2-step.
Little Mississippi 2-step. Mississippi grind.
Oh yeah. I mean, what do you think of this Boise State Wyoming game? It's supposed to be in a bunch of snow. I mean, I made so much shit on Wyoming. I got stage fright for this one here, man. I'm like,
yeah, I'm done with Wyoming. I think Boise got their scare last week. They know they got the new seeding now. Now they have a bye for God's sakes, which is ridiculous, but they should. I think they run right through Wyoming.
All right, there's 2 more that I kept, and then I think I'm probably out, but I think Duke is better than Virginia Tech.
Okay.
I think Duke is going to beat Duke's catching 3. I think Duke's a better football team than Virginia Tech this year. Yep. They're at home. They're home dogs. And And another one is home. UCLA against USC. Deshaun Foster is a UCLA Bruin at heart. When we had Randy Cross on the show, former UCLA grad, he hated Chip Kelly. It sounded like he would, if he was to run into Chip Kelly at the local dive bar, Chip Kelly might die. The way that Randy Cross talked about it, I was just like,
map room out here, or if he met him at Woods.
Yeah, if he's at the Woods and he runs into Chip Kelly, I'm pretty sure Randy Cross might murder him. So but he was. I was surprised how much behind Deshaun Foster he was. He was like, "Oh, we finally got one of our own here." And
Foster, rough start, but now he's got them rolling. And they're coming off a tough loss at Washington. But this is the game. I mean, I think.
And Lincoln Riley, like his buyout's like $90 million. You think he cares about losing this game? They're going to pay him $90 million to not work if they fire him.
Yeah.
I think it's a good spot for these Bruins. You going to this game?
I am not going to this game. That's at the Rose Bowl, right?
Yeah, you're not going. You haven't hit the Rose Bowl this year, have you?
I've been to the Rose Bowl. Well, that's a good point. Maybe I should go to this game, but this is the actual game where people are going to show up to. That's the only thing.
That's true. You'll be parking on that golf course.
Yeah, I hate going down in there and taking an Uber. It's a fucking one lane, like you're going to Field of Dreams cars going all around the fucking corner. It takes you 8 hours to get then they shut the lights off. Then you don't know where the fuck your car is. It's crazy.
That is the worst. Some of those, there's some sneaky hills in on that golf course.
Dude. Yeah, there's coyotes running around and shit. Fuck that. All right.
That's all I got. I think I'm fresh out after that.
I got a couple for you.
All right.
I got a big one and a couple medium dogs, and one yapper.
Give me the yapper first. End with the big one. Suspense. All right. Like we can have Bernie's too. You know, the third act is the killer. Yeah. It brings people back.
All right, just like Weekend at Birdie's too. This is a yapper. This is a team that just keeps on covering, and that's Marshall getting 2. They are playing at night at Old Dominion. When anytime there's a small line, when it's +3, whatever, Marshall just always seems to come through here. The money line wagers, blah blah blah. I guess whatever, you can +110. I just think they're the better team, and I think the line. I don't know. Marshall's 8-1-1 against the spread, and then a bunch of people are on Old Dominion at home. I think the betting splits is like 90%. That always makes me go the other way. I don't know. I let's just say I trust Marshall.
I took ODU, but I didn't bet this by any means. I think it's anyone's game. I think both teams are actually pretty good, and
sure. Absolutely.
But I will say I did forget that I like Boston College to beat North Carolina.
All right, I can always fade North Carolina, no problem.
North Carolina just re-upped Mac Brown, and like what? They got to go to Chestnut Hill.
Mm-hmm. All right.
They're just gonna be like, what are we doing here? We're already bowl eligible. Boston College is looking to be bowl eligible. The motivation's on that side. Bill O'Brien's always talking shit. And speaking of talking shit, how did we not talk about Kurt Cignetti in Indiana? Because look, I came into this week not wanting to bet on it.
All right.
But damn, if I didn't see those comments again for the Indiana basketball game where he's just talking shit.
He is.
And
best.
I said, you know what? I do want to bet on Indiana. I took the points on Indiana. Do you have any interest in that?
Nothing wrong with the points. It's down to 10.5 now.
Yeah, I got 12, but
that's fine. Either way, same kind of number. Ohio State's been underachieving. Now, of course, they have the super mega roster, the $30 million roster, but they've been underachieving, I think, as far. So who knows what happens in a tight game? Which I think this can be a tight game. I mean, I know Indiana hasn't had a great, huge win on their record, but they've been smashing teams that they've faced against. So yeah, I like to take in the points there. And I know I know you're laying the 3 with your Buffs at A State.
I'm terrified of that game, though, man. I think Kansas will be winning in the fourth quarter, and I think Shedeur. I think Shedeur will
on fire now.
Travis Hunter game-winning touchdown, 30 seconds left. Colorado wins by 4 points or something.
Okay, here's a mid-range dog, real quick for you. And this is basically just a why the hell is this team a favored by this many? And that is San Diego State going to Utah State. Now I know Utah State blasted Hawaii last week. Congratulations.
I didn't see that one coming, by the way. I did not see that one coming.
That was a weird spot where Hawaii was a road favorite, which is tough, not something they're comfortable with, I guess. Different kind of role. Now Utah State's laying 5.5. What? Are you crazy?
Now,
give me San Diego State here.
I was kind of like that when I did the show with the boys, and then I was alerted that I believe they were calling for sleet. Sleet / snow over and that is a late night. I think that's a 6:30 kick over there, right?
All right. Yep. 6. Yeah, it is. I mean, it is. No, it's an early game.
Oh, then I think they might miss.
Yeah, there you go. What's the weather report?
I got it in front of you. I got it in front of me. They got some scattered showers, potential snow. It is going to be about 25 degrees at night.
What's the Dundee Doppelmatter you got for us?
Yeah,
at night. Yeah, they're going to miss it. It's a 3:30 Eastern game.
All right, you sold me. You sold me a little bit. I'm a little terrified of just how cold it is for these San Diego boys, but.
It's a little cold, but Utah State's defense sucks. They
suck this year. They're going to be hiring a new coach soon. San Diego State's. I feel like they need this win for their trajectory going into next season. So, and by the way, I should mention that I haven't bet this game yet, but I kind of like Houston +8 against Baylor. They just extended. Bless you. They just extended. They just extended Dave Aranda. I haven't bet it yet, but I kind of like Houston, even though they burned me last week against Arizona.
They saw their old coach Herman get fired. They're like, you know what? Let's get our guy juiced up there, rub it in his face, make sure he doesn't call us. Make sure he doesn't call us back. Speaking of which, how about your Trent Dilfers? You always like saying that.
The modern game does not impress me.
Yeah, their boy Trent Dilfers.
Okay.
At home, right?
Oh yeah.
Getting what do you got? 6.5? They grabbing something like that
against these Rice Owls.
Yeah. Let's take a look at this.
I can get on board with this. I can get on board with this one.
Rice is a favorite. Are you kidding me? 1 and 2 straight up and against the spread as a favorite. Rice is. And UAB recently, their offense been picking it up a bit. This isn't the same, they were a disaster early on, obviously, no kidding. But Dilfers doesn't like that modern game, and he's got them picking them up. They scored 31 points a game in their last 4 games. So now you're going to give me a home dog +6.5, sprinkle a little bit of money line.
I'm sold. I'm sold on this one. Let's go. All right, I got to ask you this one, or I wouldn't be doing my job.
Yeah.
Charleston Southern, the Buccaneers. Yes. They're 1-10 in the FCS, but they're still fighting. They lost in overtime to Eastern Illinois 16-13 last week. The week before they took on, a couple weeks before that, they had a ranked opponent in SEMO, Southeast Missouri State. It was a close game in the 4th.
Yeah,
they're pesky. They've been fighting. They're catching 34.5 points against 1-10. Charleston Southern is catching 34.5 against 1-9 Florida State of the FBS. One team seems motivated to me, even though they're shitty. The other team, I feel like, just why are we playing this game? Any chance you would take these Buccaneers out of Charleston, South Carolina?
Absolutely. Why not? Why wouldn't you take these Buccaneers out of Charleston, South Carolina? You're right. It's clearly a motivational play.
How many people will be at this game?
You got boots on the ground. You tell me what the hell's going on out there.
So there'll be books being read in the stands if anyone's there. Yeah, I think you take the points here.
Yeah.
All right. You said you got one more big one, huh?
I got one more big one. I don't know about the money line because, again, with motivational, but I'm looking at a team laying 17.5 points, which I think is a bit absurd. They had an explosion last week, so people think they've righted the ship. But I'm looking at this Tulsa, South Florida game.
Oh, this is the one I forgot. I'm all over this.
South Florida, without Byron Brown, their offense has been bad.
Their defense. trash too.
And their defense is trash. And now, of course, they blew out Charlotte last week. Like I said, congratulations.
Biff Poggi, they fired him. They fired our boy.
You got our guy fired for crying out loud. Disrespectful, very disrespectful. And I know they can clinch a bowl, but they just, I don't see them doing it in a beautiful performance like the way they have. They've been disappointing all year. I think it's an overassumption. I like Tulsa. They're good on the road, especially in neutral games. I think they'll keep this game at the very least, they'll keep this game respectable. Give me the Golden Hurricanes.
Oh, I like this. I think we sprinkle that money line.
Yeah,
I think we sprinkle that money line.
You don't think it's
I am with you. I forgot to mention this. I'm on this already.
Oh, perfect. Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect way to end it. Give me Tulsa on that money line plus 17.5.
There we go, folks. Those are the bombs for this week. The detonation begins. Give CJ Sullivan a follow on Twitter at CJ Sullivan _ Check out the Bottom Line Bonds podcast. It is top notch, grade A handicapping / entertainment.
Yes.
Also, give me a follow on Twitter at TheColbyD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Don't forget YouTube.com/The College Experience. Hit that like and subscribe button. Not enough people subscribing these days. Get on over there, subscribe.
Yeah, they like it. Sub it.
I see these numbers of all these people watching the show. I don't see enough subscriptions. All right.
Right. Or to like.
Get on over there.
Get some thumbs ups in there.
What's the last magazine you subscribed to? This includes previous relationships, whatever. Were you getting a National Geographic? Were you getting a People magazine?
You're reminding me of a previous relationship, trying to go to bed, and it should be actually just 50 questions. I mean, absolutely, come out of fucking nowhere.
Sports Illustrated? I'm guessing Sports Illustrated.
SI for sure. Golf. You know what's so funny? I'll show you an old man magazine. Consumer Reports is a nice old magazine. I like to get in there.
Look at this guy.
Consumer Reports, not sullied by any advertising, just pure reviews of products and what to get the best deal and best money for. So there's your answer.
Well, I don't get they break the head cold, but they're counting down 7-6-5.
All right, folks, that's our show. We are the College Football Experience. Bob's Down Under. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Run and shoot. We can really run and shoot.